Hello and welcome to the 1993 World Championships in Germany. I'm Richard Beaupre. It's day 7 of the games and Eurosport's coverage continues with Group A competition in Munich. The action is fast and furious and everybody has been anxiously awaiting today's battle between two of the best, the Russians and the Swedes. The top 12 teams in the world have come to Germany full of national pride in trying to claim the title as world champs. The Swedes are the reigning #1. And today's preliminary round game against the might of Russia could be a good indication of whether or not the Swedes are capable of repeating last year's triumph. The Swedes will be playing from left to right in yellow, the Russians in red from right to left. Teams getting set for the opening face-off. The Swedes thus far have had 3 games. A tight opening game victory over the Austrians 1-0. Soundly thumped by Canada 4-1 in their second match. And then got their act together in beating a tough Italian team 6-2. The Swedes have 4 points from their first 3 games and are currently in 3rd place in Group A. The Russians also had a surprise in their opening contest and had to come from behind to tie the game 2-2 against the Italians. The Russians then dropped Austria 4-2 and shut out the Swiss 6-0. The smooth skating Russians have 5 points from their first 3 games and find themselves 1 point behind high-flying Canada. A good crowd in Munich, anxiously awaiting the start of this game. All kinds of problems on the ice. The referees are patching up holes. The Zambonis are out there with men shoveling snow at both ends of the ice. Not off to a great start. Between the pipes for Sweden will be Tommy Soderstrom. Soderstrom played with the Philadelphia Flyers in the NHL this year. The former Djurgården goaltender was a part of the European Championship team. In 44 games with Philadelphia, he faced 1,327 shots. So he's certainly no stranger to the sight of black rubber. TREFILOV will go in the goal for Russia. TREFILOV is Calgary Flames property. 14th round draft choice in 1991. Saw very limited action, just over 60 minutes to be exact, with the Calgary Flames this year, but was the leading goaltender in the International League. Had a tremendous season with Salt Lake City, the farm club of the Calgary Flames. The puck is dropped, and we finally got a face-off in the opening of this game. 22 for Russia. Shendelev throws it quickly into Soderstrom's end of the ice. The Swedes break out to the left side. Puck back into the middle. Big shot from Ken Holt. That's wide of the goal. The Russians will try and get out of their own end. 6. Biakin tips it forward. That's not out. Now it's Rundqvist along the boards. The whistle blows. Both teams very quickly changing lines. In 1992, I mentioned before, the Swedes were #1, current world champions. The Russians a disappointing 5th. Along the boards, Nicolishin taken out of the play. Yashin in there to help, and Nicolishin with the puck. 3 Swedes back to defend. That shot taken. Puck ends up on the far side. It's Yashin again. Yashin and Nicolishin. And now the Swedes get possession. Puck thrown in quickly. Berglund in there to chase. Along the boards, Yashin turns, goes for the long pass. That's off the stick of Nicolishin. And Popovic retreats. Popovic up on the right side. Playing with a full face mask is number 26, Michael Nylander. That shot taken. TREFILOV holds on. The action getting rough in front of the goal. Bergqvist, who's not shy, stepping in to try and get position. Yushkevich quickly taking him out. Having played with the Philadelphia Flyers, he's no stranger to having to be tough in front of his own goal. Philadelphia, one of the roughest teams in the NHL. Face off to the right of TREFILOV. Mejtaya wins the draw. Two men on the forecheck for Sweden. Naslund takes his time, takes a shot. A good save from TREFILOV. Naslund, one of the guys to watch, the 19-year-old whiz kid who's been getting a lot of attention in Germany. Marcus Naslund, who wears number 19, and number 21, Peter Forsberg. They're two names for you to remember. They're a pair of 19-year-old kids who play for Modo in the top league in Sweden. Naslund is Pittsburgh's first choice in the 1991 draft. 16th overall. This guy is going to have a great career ahead of him. Taking the shot, TREFILOV down on his knees, able to make the save. His partner, Forsberg, is Philadelphia property. He was in the 91 draft as well. He's currently a part of the Eric Lindros trade. So he is owned by Quebec and is held out, quite possibly waiting 1 year, and then will elect to sign a contract. Play in the Russian zone. TREFILOV out of his net. Big shot coming from the blue. Ackerstrom got all of that one. Titov clears it to the wing. Titov goes ahead looking for the pass. It doesn't come. Now the Russians get over the blue. It looked as though Pushkov was offside. The referee let it go. Pushkov taken out of the play by Ackerstrom. Forsberg is in there. Pushkov with the puck. He's stripped by Forsberg. Forsberg moves it to the far side. The Swedes should break out. Plenty of room. Cutting into the middle is the big defenseman for Sweden, laying the backhander in. He takes a hit a bit late. That was Arto Blomsten. Sweden putting the pressure on. Rundqvist lays it back nicely. Shot taken. TREFILOV again had to be sharp. Nilsson and Rundqvist applying the pressure for Sweden. Now the puck is cleared down. Icing is waved off. And the Russians will complete the line change. That's too far for anybody, and Sweden is called for icing. The Russians with 5 players returning from last year's 92 games. Yushkayev, TREFILOV, Byakin, Petrenko, and Butseyev. There certainly is a host of them missing from last year's team. To make a long story short, I'll quickly give you a few of them. Kamilev is with Buffalo, Jamnov with Winnipeg, Jitnik, LA, Zubov and Kovalev with the New York Rangers. Even though the Rangers didn't make the playoffs, the two of them are involved with Binghamton in the AHL, having been sent down by the Rangers. Boughton with Winnipeg, Kasparidis with the Islanders, Malikov with the Islanders, and Mironov with Toronto. Well, there certainly is a host of players that any team would like to get their hands on that the Russians currently don't have on their national side. TREFILOV's goal being dislodged. The whistle blows, and we'll have another stoppage in play and a face-off. The talent never stopped coming out of Russia. All the names missing. There's still some outstanding players on this team. Rundqvist loses the draw. Byakin takes a poke at it. He can't do anything with it. Now it's backhanded into the Swedish end of the ice. Soderstrom with a touch. Swedes on the move. 3 men waiting at the blue line. Stillman took his time getting up there. Now the shot is taken. TREFILOV had to be alert. That came through a crowd. Michael Renberg assessing himself in this game, taking the shot through a few bodies. TREFILOV able to keep it out of the net. There's a player on either team guilty of staying out on the ice too long. These shifts are shorter than anything, and the game has just started, so you can see what both coaches are trying to apply for strategy. Fresh players at all times. I'll watch to see if they're trying to go line for line or what's happening strategically. Over the blue line, Yashin Yashin lays that off. Puck directed to Soderstrom's goal, deflects it with his stick, and now Dahlin has it. Ulf Dahlin, Minnesota North Star hero from this season, made his way back to help out Sweden. Missed the Canada game. He was snowed in at the airport in Chicago. 6 hours before the game against Italy, he arrived, stepped on the ice, and scored 2 goals in Sweden's 6-2 victory over the Italians. They're certainly happy to have him back. Karpovtsov, number 3, works his way to the penalty box. The action a bit rough off the puck. Swedes will have a power play. Yashin with a shove from behind. Nylander trying to find the puck. It's Dahlin that's pushed down by Karpovtsov. Swedes with the first power play opportunity of the game. Karpovtsov sits it out for elbowing. Over the blue line is Dahlin. Dahlin squeezed out of the play nicely by Astrahatsev. Kept in by the Swedes. Down to the hash marks. Now the Russians will clear. Butseyev takes a quick shot. That doesn't get through the defense. It's blocked nicely by Berglund. Another shot. The save is there by Soderstrom. Berglund will try again. Berglund elects to go back, and the Swedes will come out of their own end. Shot in by Peter Anderson. Anderson, another late arriver, came in from the New York Rangers. And now one-on-one opportunity. Shot taken by Titov. That's well wide of the goal. Peter Anderson back for Sweden. Popovic leaves it off. On the right side, Peter Forsberg. Forsberg still with the puck. Lays it over on the left. A good move and a quick shot taken. Naslund and Forsberg, the two to watch out for, getting involved very quickly. Naslund's on the chase. Veritsky with the puck for Russia. Veritsky takes his time. Dishes it off very neatly to Mr. Khomatov, who just stepped off the bench and put a couple of nice moves on. 25 seconds left on the Russian penalty. Khomatov and Bykov, those names are certainly not strange to international ice hockey. Nilsson up on the left side. Big shot taken by Yulin, just wide of the goal. And the Russians return to full strength. Kept in at the blue line. Ackerstrom doing his job. The Russians have it again along the hash marks, and now the puck manages to get out with the help of Karpovtsov. Poked in by Nilsson. Yulin, back to Nilsson. Nilsson circles toward the corner. All tied up. Gets help from Ken Holt, and now the puck comes out into neutral territory. Quick pass to Nilsson. Peter Nilsson backhands it into the zone and goes for a change. Karpovtsov ahead. Bit of a hospital pass. Kaminsky probably just as happy that he didn't collect it. First period action from Munich, 0-0 the score. Russia against Sweden, preliminary round of the 1993 World Championship Ice Hockey Games. Euro Sports coverage will continue right to the final, May the 2nd. Big shot taken earlier. Wide of the goal. The Swedes haven't hit the net very well in the first period. Off the faceoff, Karpovtsov wheels it around the boards. Yashin taken out of the play, and the Russians will have to try again. The ice seems to be cut up a little bit. The puck is taking weird and wonderful bounces. A lot of players trying to collect out of their skates. Ken Holt right at the blue line takes the puck away. 28 on the move is Ackerstrom. Ackerstrom lays it off. Stillman's got the move on Karpovtsov, loses an edge. And now along the boards, Kaminsky can't clear. Russians finally do. It's going to be rifled right back into the zone by Fredrik Stillman. That's too far for TREFILOV. And the Swedes are allowed to keep it in through Rundqvist. Sorokin gets in to help. 26. Nylander throws it back to the point. TREFILOV with trouble. You can see the puck right on the goal line. The referee is in perfect position. He can see the puck all the way. The puck was laying right on the goal line. TREFILOV didn't have a clue where it was. Close call for Russia. The Swedes nearly grabbed the first goal. Pass coming out of the corner, a backhander from Nylander. A quick drive is taken. TREFILOV not really set for the shot. The puck manages to trickle through his legs. Dahlin concede all the way. He's trying to get in there and have a go. Good defensive work from Karpovtsev to take him out. Karpovtsev, the defenseman, keeping his body between Dahlin and the net. Kept in by the Swedes. Another shot that TREFILOV looks shaky on. The Swedes known for having big shots. TREFILOV, a pretty steady goaltender, having trouble in the early going. Face-off will come back into TREFILOV's end of the ice, icing the call against the Russians. Once again, both teams will complete line changes for the face-off.
This gentleman will now show you how many ways the all-new Skoda has been improved. An aluminium engine with Bosch fuel injection for better fuel economy. And then there are side impact bars on all 4 doors and a completely new interior. And that's not forgetting this, and this, and this, yes, and that, and this, and, well, even this. The all-new Skoda, improved in 548 ways. Or was it 549?
Clarion Digital Sound Processor. From rock concert to concert hall, now, right inside your car, you can experience the true-to-life sensation of being there. Clarion Car Audio. The difference is clear.
As the shadows get shorter, the drinks get longer. Martini Bianco, the sunny side of life.
Bikov in the penalty box. The Swedes with a power play.
Penalty Russia. Player number 27,
over the blue line, puck left. Stillman can't do anything with it, and the Russians clear. Ken Holt working with Stefan Nilsson. Ken Holt. Working it to the far side, back to the near side. Ken Holt lays it down low. Larson goes off the backboards. Yulin camped out in the slot. The Russians closing the box right in nicely. Now the pass goes to Yulin. The rebound is there. TREFILOV coming up big off Larson. Larson had 2 shots at the rebound, but couldn't do anything with it. Once again, helmets come off and punches are exchanged. The referee trying to cool people down. Patrick Yulin without his helmet. The Russians had closed the box down nicely. The shot taken by Yulin, that ends up going off Karpovtsev's skate. It ends up right on the stick of number 20, Larson, who can't put it behind TREFILOV. Yulin goes in there like a madman trying to get the rebound. He's going to pay the price. He's manhandled by Sorokin. Larson right in front, just can't find the handle to finish the play off. Pretty gutsy move by Yulin to get in there, taking on 3 Russians. Karpovtsev goes to the penalty box for Russia. They'll have 2 men in the sin bin. Yulin goes for Sweden. 4-on-3 opportunity for Sweden now. A pass in the skates of Renberg, and Russia clear the zone.
Penalty on both teams. From Sweden, number 5,
Anderson.
And from Russia, number 3, Alexander.
Makes the swing, Michael Anderson. Peter Anderson and Michael Anderson, 2 of them back from the NHL to play for the Swedes. Stillman to Kenholt. Kenholt looking for Rundqvist. It's too far for him. The Swedes will have to go back and start again. Number 14, Fredrik Stillman. Stillman to Rundqvist. Kenholt setting up a pick, but Rundqvist went the other way. Now the Swedes start circling, but to no avail. Kept in by Khomutov. Teams playing 4-on-4. Fredrik Stillman again. Stillman leaves it behind the goal.
Russia 5 players.
Back to collect Yushkevich. Yushkevich is beaten to the puck by Dullin. Popovich falls down. The puck ends up underneath him for another stoppage in play. In case you've just joined us, this is action from Munich. Large group of supporters for both the Russians and the Swedes enjoying what they've seen so far. The action is fast and furious. Both teams know that they could pick it up a stride, but it's a preliminary game and it could set the tone for the rest of the tournament. Both of these teams will be making it into the next round of play. Good one-on-one coverage in the corner, but the puck comes out front to Yashin, and he nearly puts it behind Soderstrom. Yashin will stay for the faceoff. There he is, muscling for the puck. Can't do much with Berglund all over him. Peter Anderson back to help out. 3 seconds to play in the period. The puck is dropped. Rundqvist fighting for the draw. The whistle blows. The end of the first period. A scoreless period. Both teams with a few opportunities, but the passing not going very well, and the action is tough in the neutral zone. The neutralized territories where both teams like to take over and make things happen.
Hallo Eishockey-Teams. Holen Sie sich jetzt den Song zur Eishockey-WM. We are the Kings on Ice. Die CD ist am
Teams will go to the dressing rooms to try and talk it over and see what they've got to do to break the scoreless draw. Two of the powerhouses in this tournament. Stay with us. Plenty of action to come on Eurosport. The final game will be May the 2nd for this year's World Championship. Welcome back to Munich. Group A competition. The second period just underway. Russia against Sweden. A scoreless first period. Very evenly contested by both teams. The action has been rough. A lot of things happening off the puck. Renberg getting involved very quickly in the second period. The puck was bouncing throughout the first period. Players not seeming to find a handle on the puck. But it certainly was close checking, and both sides playing it tight. Both teams have players back from the NHL. Both teams have enough players drafted by the NHL. And with scouts in the crowd, they're all out to prove a point. Big whack from Biakin. That's what Renberg took offense to. Lundqvist loses out on the draw. Yushkevich looking for the return pass. It doesn't come. Komatov. Now it's back to Yushkevich. Komatov. Biakin. Vikov in front. They score. First goal going to Russia. Biakin in front of the net. Komatov, Bikov, Yushkevich all having their hands in it. 1-0 for Russia very quickly into the second period. The Russians have got their system sorted out. Shot coming from Komatov. Soderstrom doesn't know where it is. Reaching back for the puck is Biakin very quickly, and he puts it behind Tommy Soderstrom. Coming off the backboards, right on the stick of Biakin. Goal number 1 going to Russia. Biakin, the goal scorer. 1-0 Russia. Biakin, the 30-year-old star who plays his hockey in Germany now. A lot of the supporters in the crowd know who he is. Landshut, the team that he skates for in Germany. But Popsev has to go back. Or Popsev takes his time. Slow build-up by the Russians. Butseyev throwing the puck in. Ackerstrom manhandling a Russian forward against the boards, but coming to the near side. Butseyev up front with Varitsky. Now they back off, and the Swedes are able to get out. 18 has the puck. Bergqvist on his off wing, trying to muscle around in the corner. Throws the puck on the backhand. No problem for Astrahansov. Hooking and holding all over the ice. Shot taken, a good save from TREFILOV. Swedes going for the rebound off Bergqvist's shot. Forsberg. The Russians go for a change, and I'll say thank you very much. Number 25, get a load of this name, Konstantin Astrahansov. That isn't one that you want to have to say in a hurry. Soderstrom making his way to the bench. Delayed call. The Russians are going to be penalized for high sticking. Smirnov knew he was getting the gate all the way before the referee had even signaled the call. He was on his way to the penalty box. The modern age Russians, not like the Russians of the past, the smooth skating, not bothered by anything, finesse type hockey team. This Russian team will hack and whack and fight and chop with anybody. Good move by Bikov, taking on 3 Swedes. Finds himself running out of room, and Popovich takes him out. Kenholt lays the puck off, and Nilsson has to retreat. Now Nilsson throws it over to Popovich. Popovic with a good move on the outside, gets around Juszkiewicz. It's too far for Nilsson. Nilsson gets a second chance, throws it back to Popovic. Peter Anderson calling for the puck on the left point. It isn't going to come. The Russians get back in numbers, and Komatov gets it out of the zone. Swedes not being allowed to set up on the power play. Peter Anderson. Anderson hits the center red line, holds the puck, gets over the blue line, then retreats to his left defensive spot. The Swedes down by a goal, very dangerous on the power play, would like to even things up. Shot taken, that doesn't make it through. It's blocked by Karpatsev, quickly directed right back at Trefilov, and he had to be awake. Both teams sending a couple of fresh bodies out onto the ice. 50 seconds remaining on Smirnov's penalty for high sticking. Michael Anderson. Anderson, his pass isn't a good one, and Nicolishin gets it out of the zone. Now it's Peter Anderson. Peter Anderson lays the puck back for Michael Anderson. Now Peter Anderson. As long as I keep the first names sorted out, I won't be in trouble. That's too far for Michael Anderson, and Rundqvist gives it to Peter Anderson. Peter Anderson on the left side. Renbeck. Back to Peter Anderson. 12 seconds left on the penalty. Rundqvist. Rundqvist trying to make the Russians commit, but they aren't going to. Holding the box. Back to Peter Anderson. That shot goes through a crowd. Rundqvist has the puck. The Russians back at full strength. They score! The Swedes have leveled it. The Swedes level just after Smirnov comes out of the box. High fives for Michael Renberg. Renberg gets the goal for Sweden. Trefilov has a lot of traffic in front of him. The puck gets over him as he goes down to his knees. And the score is level. Biakin for Russia, Renberg for Sweden. Renberg, the 20-year-old, who's got good size, 6'2", 190 pounds, has been drafted by Philadelphia. Their third choice in 1990. Another young and up-and-coming Swede. 5 minutes and 20 seconds gone in the second period. Things have certainly opened up. Both teams have scored, and I think we're going to see more of that. Still a very physical contest, neither team wanting to give up an inch. The Russians had just survived the penalty-killing situation, and Renberg beat them seconds after Smirnov came out of the box, back into the Russian zone. Dahlin trying to be cheeky with a move on the short side. Trefilov gets the leg down. Kenholt. Varitsky sandwiched right at the blue line. Swedes will move out without any problem. Pass ahead, number 26 on the move. That's Nylander. The rebound is there, they score! Bergqvist. The Russians momentarily going for a sleep. It cost them 2-1 for Sweden. Well, you can see how quickly the Swedes can come to life. Bergqvist all by himself. 29, Butseyev coasting. He's guilty of not getting back and covering his man. He's watching the play. Bergqvist snaps this over Trefilov for goal number 2.
On the first goal, it was 55 and 8 on the assist. 55 and 8.
Kurt Lundmark, in his first season as head coach of the Sweden national team, certainly isn't short of experience. He was the assistant coach to Connie Evanson for both the 91 and 92 World Championships, in which the Swedes won both competitions. Now taking the reins for Sweden and doing an outstanding job. Renberg's pass is cut off in front of the goal. Thomas Rundqvist lays it off for Michael Anderson. Anderson dumps it ahead for Rundqvist. It goes into Russian territory for Popsev. Popsev on the right side to Yashin. Yashin's pass to Nikolishin. Nikolishin throws the puck ahead for Butseyev. That just fails to come off. Ken Holt manhandling Nikolishin. Now Yashin with a spin, trying to get rid of Stillman. Right to the side of the goal. Soderstrom covers up. Kaminsky sniffing around in front of him. Thomas Rundqvist, being the veteran center that he is, coming back to help out and make sure that Kaminsky doesn't have a touch on the rebound. Coach Lundmark has had to make one big decision already in these games. Goaltender Peter Aslan has been sent home for disciplinary reasons. Aslan broke team curfew, or rather Aslan broke team curfew coming in very late, was caught out and has been sent back to Sweden. You can see how serious these teams are. Rules are rules. Everybody's out to win, and you aren't going to do it in a bar. Puck poked by Renberg. Berglund watching his man. That's Asterhansav. Directed back towards Soderstrom, but wide of the goal. Berglund again on Asterhansav. Shot taken just wide. Puck coming right across the crease. That could have been dangerous. Nylander clears it. Nylander to Berglund. Berglund's got Dahlin with him. Berglund over the blue line. Nylander taken out of the play. 3 Russians back. Gets help from Dahlin. And now right at the blue line, the puck going forward. Yushkevich from his defensive spot moving up. Swedes clear. Back to collect the puck is Smirnov. Smirnov advances it forward. That's only into the neutral territory and collected by Popovich. Titov elects to go back. Titov gets the puck back again. Titov finds the going rough as Naslin's hacking at him. 3-on-3. Anderson holding his man off. Soderstrom made the save. Interference is going to be the call. The Swedes will be penalized. The Russians will go to the power play. Second period action, 2-1 for Sweden. Jonas Bergqvist for interference. Bergqvist away from the play, taking Karpov down. Action still tough along the boards. Anderson takes his man out right in front of the goal. Soderstrom is down and out of his net. A near miss for him. Puck just going over the goal. The Russians, Komatov going for a swing. He's got it on the right side. Shot taken by Bykov. The Russians trying to muscle the puck in. That isn't going to happen. 4 Swedes right in front of Soderstrom. Komatov, Bykov, and Byakin up front for Russia. Komatov down to Bykov. Bykov goes to the front of the goal. Soderstrom fishing around for the puck, able to come up with it. And then the action gets frantic in front of him. Good control by Soderstrom. Kept his head after he played the puck with his pad. Rundqvist on the draw against Bykov. Kenholt ices the puck. TREFILOV advances it forward, and Komatov lays it off. Komatov to Byakin. Byakin loses out, but Bykov is right there to collect. Good back checking by the Swedes as Anderson comes back to help out. And Sweden elude trouble. Juškovic. Bykov with a slow and deliberate setup. Bykov and Komatov. Big shot from the blue. That's blocked by number 34, Michael Anderson. Now the puck trickles to Soderstrom, and he'll hold on. Byakin, Komatov, and Bykov trying to get something going for Russia. 4:33 to play in the second period. The Russians down by a goal after scoring the first one through Byakin. Shot coming from Shendelev. Bykov trying to create problems in front of Soderstrom. He's pushed out of the play. Action continues. The Russians still on the power play. Soderstrom playing it off the backboards nicely. Kenholt lays it off the boards, and the Russians forced to retreat. Popsev, shadowed by Rundqvist. Popsev goes to the near side. Sorokin still having trouble with Rundqvist. Now pushes the puck forward to Nicolishin. Nicolishin's pass isn't a good one. He'll have to go back and collect himself. Nicolishin over the blue line. Kaminsky taking his time. Sweden back at full strength. Kaminsky working the puck around. Kaminsky still holding on to it. Back to the blue line. Shot taken. Soderstrom has it and holds on. The Russians have had plenty of shots in this period. Shots in the first period were even at 11-11. The first period was very evenly contested. A physical contest. The second period has opened up a little bit. We've seen 3 goals. And along the boards and in the corner, the play is still very rough. I mentioned it at the beginning of the game. Soderstrom, no stranger to seeing a lot of pucks coming his way. He faced over 1,300 shots this season in 44 games playing for the Philadelphia Flyers. Former Djurgården goaltending hero, was a part of their European Championship team. Players chased out of the circle. Nylander coming in to take the face-off for Sweden. Russians win the draw. Shot is fanned down by Varitsky. Nylander over the blue. Nylander working on Juškovic. Nylander still with the puck, lays it down into the corner. 2 Swedes. Bergqvist. Ackerstrom coming in from his defensive spot, can't get the puck, and still being muscled around the back of the Russian goal. Ulf Dahlin having trouble with Butseyev. Kept in nicely by Ackerstrom. Nylander loses out. Ulf Dahlin with the puck. A lot of talent on this line. Dahlin to Nylander. Nylander can't do anything. Juškovic has the puck, and he has help from Butseyev. Butseyev throws it down, icing the call. The Russians were looking to get a change, and now they're able to. Titov and Forsberg on the faceoff. Titov wins the draw. Smirnov. Titov in there to help. Pushkov. Pushkov loses out. It's kept in. Bergqvist. Bergqvist shot. They score! A nice pass over from Bergqvist. Goal number 3 for Sweden. Puck held in nicely at the blue line. Ackerström was out there. Naslund got himself involved, and the Swedes have their 3rd goal. Marcus Naslund, 19-year-old superstar from Modo. Good pass from Bergqvist. Quick shot taken from Naslund. Goal number 3, Sweden in front, 3-1. Swedes with a 2-goal lead, having the better of this period. Biakin loses out once again. The Swedes on the move. Yulin trying to direct the puck in front. The Russians back in numbers. Yushkevich backhands it out of the zone, but good back checking from Larson takes his man right off the puck, and the defense are able to start it up again. Stillman pushes the puck forward. Nilsson taken out heavily by Khomutov. Puck directed up into the crowd. We'll have another face-off. Both teams changing all 5 players on the ice. With the body checking being as it is in this game so far, players aren't able to stay out there for very long. 2:02 to play in the 2nd period. 3-1 to score. Sweden over Russia. Eurosports action continues. This evening's game, USA versus Norway. That should be a good confrontation. The Norwegians have played good, solid defense. Haven't been able to put anything together offensively. But the Americans certainly have. The Norwegian defense will be tested tonight, that's for sure. The French are in battle right now in Dortmund against the Czechs. The action is continuing on Eurosport right through to May the 2nd, when we'll have a 93 champion. Will the Swedes follow through with their 3rd championship in a row? They're looking good at this point. Down low, Kaminsky can't find the handle, and the Swedes have the puck. Thrown out of the zone by Yulin. Renberg can't find it, and the Russians clear. In the neutral ice, Blomsten throws it right back into Russian territory. Going after is Sorokin. Sorokin's dispossessed, and Anderson has the puck. Anderson taken out of the play by Yashin. Kropotsev to the left side. Rundqvist all over his man. Rundqvist having difficulty. Now backhands it out. Sorokin only as far as the Swedish defense, and right back on the move are the Swedes. Pass laid across. You can see the idea there. Nylander trying to make something happen with a slow pass. Nylander has the puck behind the goal. Nylander's very quick. Slams the brakes on, gets rid of Smirnov. Back to the point. The shot is taken. The Swedes once again all over the puck. Swedes are looking very good around the front of the goal. The Russian defense having trouble handling them. The Swedish team is pumped up and really excited for these face-offs and the rebounds. Taking control on the face-offs and really going hard on rebounds. Ulf Dahlin. Dahlin stays on the ice. Nylander having a look at the clock. He's going to stay out there to take the draw. Nylander comes into the circle. A little bit of anticipation on his part. He's bounced out, 22. Berglund comes in for the draw. Berglund wins it. Dahlin takes a shot. TREFILOV off the deflector makes another good save. The Russians unable to put anything together. The Swedes playing a good close checking game. 26 seconds to play in the second period. Lundmark's strategies are paying off. The Swedes offensively are doing everything they've got to do. Once they've got the puck in the Russian zone, they're going hard for it around the front of the goal. And defensively, they're covering the Russians all over the ice. The Russians are going to have 20 minutes to try and get their act together in this game. 15 seconds left in the period. Titov, one last rush possibly for the Russians. He gets as far as the blue line. He's taken out of the play. 3 seconds left. They aren't even going to get a shot now. Buzzer goes, signaling the end of the second period. A big period for Sweden. 3 goals. Renberg, Bergqvist, and Naslund for Sweden. Biakin for Russia started the period off with the first goal of the game. Soderstrom has done what he's had to do in the goal. TREFILOV has had a lot more rubber going his way. Action to continue on Eurosport as the teams take a break. Join us after the break. Welcome back to Group A competition coming from Munich. The Russians and the Swedes have had a break between periods to talk things over. And what's going to happen? The Swedes in control 3-1 after 2 periods. Coach Boris Mihайлov, the 48-year-old coach of the Russian team, I'm sure has had serious words with his boys. Mihайлov, a very famous player during his time in Russia, scored 427 goals in Russian championship hockey, a part of the famous line with Petrov and Charlamov. 8 times a world title champion as a player and 2 gold medals under his belt. Playing under the famous coach Tikhonov, certainly isn't short of experience and knows he's got to get this team going. In the 92 Olympic Games and the 92 World Championships, the teams had switched places, literally switched places. In the World Championships last year in Prague, the Swedes had first place and the Russians had 5th. A month before that, 2 months before that rather, in the Olympic Games in Maribel, it was the Russians who had the gold medal and the Swedes took 5th place. "20 minutes of hockey to play. The Russians down by 2. Biakin can't get a hold of it. Anderson back to the D. Kenholt moves the puck across. Back to Anderson. That bounces over his stick. Right through 29. Renberg lays it off nicely. Kenholt with the big shot. That's just wide of the goal. Rundqvist behind the net. Bykov watching him. Renberg back to Kenholt. The tap is there. They score! Oh, you can see that the Swedes decided not to sit on their 2-goal lead. They've come out and struck very quickly in the 3rd period. 4-1 for Sweden. Nice goal for Michael Anderson. Kenneth Kenholt, who's so dangerous when he can get a shot away, shoots a bit of a knuckleball toward TREFILOV. 34 is cruising right through the slot. That's Michael Anderson. He just gets a touch on the puck. Nicely passed back to Kenholt from Renberg. The 2 of them will collect assists. Michael Anderson with goal number 4 for Sweden. In 77 games this year with the Tampa Bay Lightning, Michael Anderson had 16 goals and 11 assists for 27 points. Played for 3 years in the Hartford organization, and now back at home playing with his Swedish comrades in this game in Germany. beating the Russians 4-1 at the moment. Certainly isn't very often that the Russians look susceptible on defense, but the Swedes have created a lot of problems for them, cruising around in front of the net with little tips and touches here and there, trying the short side a few times. The Russian teams of the past certainly were closing the door on most of those type of opportunities. Sapožnikov doing some work behind the goal. Frolov getting in to help out. Big hit along the boards by Xokkeistov. Xokkeistov lifted the Swedish player halfway up into the stands. Big hit from him. Xokkeistov goes to the penalty box. 22-year-old playing his hockey in Philadelphia. Not hard to figure out where he learned to hit like that. Great check from him. Rundqvist getting a chance to say hello to his teammates in the Swedish bench. Xokkeistov pushing him one way. Peter Anderson off the bench trying to direct him back into it. Ken Holt looking for the return passes. Ken Holt, it finally comes to him. Ken Holt directs it back down to the hash marks. Swedes setting it up. Sticks on the ice by the Russians, playing a box, trying to kill the penalty off to Xokkeistov. Two Swedes on the puck, two Russians as well. Frolov can't win it. Ken Holt's got it at the blue line. That shot hits a body, kept in. Stillman and Ken Holt playing back for the Swedes. Stillman cruising in. Can't get a touch on that, and the Russians will clear. Ken Holt moving the puck ahead. That's off Stillman's stick. And Khomutov has it. Khomutov slams on the brakes and starts it up the left side. Now passes it off. Bykov goes for a skate. Directs it back to the defense. Back over on the near side. Byakin looking across the ice. Bykov into the slot. Bykov can't get a shot away. He's hooked down. 47 seconds on the Xokkeistov penalty. 29 Renberg leaves it off for Stillman. Stillman watched closely by Bykov, and Rundqvist has to go back. Rundqvist with 30 seconds on the penalty to the Russians. Kept in by Stillman. Renberg. Renberg still fighting for the puck. Ken Holt comes in to help out. Michael Anderson is in there. Ken Holt has it to Michael Anderson. Looking for Ken Holt. That puck is by him, and it's to Rundqvist. Ken Holt trying to get out of there and get back to his defensive spot. The Russians have successfully killed the penalty off. Can they get something together? They're down by 3 goals in the third period. Michael Anderson. Anderson to the center red line. Lets that rip right at TREFILOV. Byakin directs it to the back of the goal. Nylander quickly comes out. Accidentally gets the stick up. That caught Sorokin in the face. TREFILOV goes to the bench. The Russians with the 6th attacker on. Accidental or not, the Swedes are going to be penalized as soon as they touch the puck. Now Khomutov goes for a skate. Sorokin goes for a change. The Russians still with 6 men on the ice. Frolov without anywhere to go throws it in. Russians ahead of the play. Offsides is a call. This will allow the penalty to be dished out to the Swedes. Sorokin tripped up, and as the stick came up, it caught Sorokin right in the side of the face. The Russians with a power play opportunity as Nylander goes to the penalty box. 4-1 the score. The Russians trailing the Swedes. Slow build up from the Russians. Titov loses out. Puck is quickly iced. TREFILOV doesn't have an easy time with that one. Frolov pushes the puck forward. Pushkov can't do much with it. Now it's back to Karpov to Pushkov back to the point to Frolov. Back to Pushkov, back to Frolov. One-timer taken off the deflector glove of Soderstrom. The diving Dahlin is unable to clear, and the Russians keep control. Peter Anderson backing in on the box. Puck on the hash marks, worked in, back to the point. Shot is fake. Now it goes back. Pass again to Frolov. He shoots. Up off the netting. We'll have another face-off. The Russians, who never go with a set power play, continuing that tradition under Coach Mikhailov. Every guy on the team is capable of penalty killing or power play situations. Frolov steps in from his defensive spot and gets a wrist shot off. Face-off staying in the Swedish end of the ice. Vyacheslav Butseyev, a good move. Soderstrom flops down, gets his chest on the puck. Butseyev, another one of the many draft choices to the NHL, a member of the '92 World Championship team. Butseyev, a Philadelphia draft choice, 10th pick in 1990. The Russians with a man advantage, trying to put something together. Pass over, the shot taken, that's wide from Bykov. Bergqvist should clear the zone, and he does. Only as far as center. And Komatov back on the move. He's taken off the puck, and Bergqvist gets back to help out again. A lot of muscling going on along the boards. Bergqvist with a good shift. Bergqvist and Forsberg up front for Sweden. Peter Anderson backhanding it off the plexi and down the ice. Yushkevich goes back. Biakin very lazily leaving that puck, and Sorokin has it. Sorokin and Yushkevich in the back for Russia. Over to Yushkevich. Yushkevich pushes it up on the right side. Quickly stripped is Jan Kaminsky. And the puck ends up with Sorokin. Sorokin with Nilsson in his face gets rid of it, and Blomsten will clear. Blomsten gets the puck down the ice. The whistle blows. And still the Russians can't seem to put anything past Soderstrom. The only goal the Russians have scored was early in the second period. That one coming from Biakin on an assist from Yushkevich and Komatov. Since then, Soderstrom has been unbeatable. A good second effort by Biakin, but that doesn't pay tribute for him, as the Swedes ice the puck, and they're holding on with a man in the penalty box. Ken Holt in the box for slashing. Renberg ices the puck, and the Russians will try again. Nikolishin. Yashin to Nikolishin. Back to the blue, quick shot taken. That's off a stick. Sorokin got it away quickly, but the Swedes deflected it. Ken Holt returns to the ice. Larson being watched by Yashin. Puck bounces and comes out. A good bounce for number 4, Nilsson. He takes the shot. TREFILOV again. Looking shaky. Quick release from Nilsson. Oh, a little punch thrown there by the Russian defenseman. Nilsson wants to have a comeback, but the linesmen are going to keep him away from it. Well, the usual thing to do is hit the first guy near you. A pair of number 4s, Nilsson going up against Sorokin. TREFILOV not sure where the puck was, knew it was in his equipment someplace. Face-off to the right of TREFILOV's goal. Titov ejected from the face-off. Pushkov will take the draw against Thomas Rundqvist. Rundqvist takes his man out quickly into the circle as Renberg, the Swedes, able to keep it in. Kenholt from the blue line fires it behind the goal. Dangerous pass, but nobody was there anyways. 24, Karpov will start it up. Karpov lays it off for Titov. Titov gets through the defense, a good chance for him. Soderstrom thinks he's got it, but the Russians have a goal. The referee right on the spot. Well, it looked like Soderstrom was going to make the save, but the Russians persisted and they have their second goal. 4-2 the score. Going through the defense is Titov. Good individual effort from him. He's swiping at the puck with one hand as the Swedes are desperate to take him out of the play. He's got help from one of his buddies, 24, Karpov, who does get a stick on the puck, and it's over Soderstrom, who's already down. Titov going through Kenholt and Stillman. That's something that isn't normally done very easily. Touch coming in from Karpov after the good individual effort from Titov. 4-2 the score.
Second goal, Russia. It was scored by number 24, Vladimir Markov, and assisted by number 11, German Titov, at 54 minutes, 48 seconds. A new score, Russia 2, Sweden 4.
That goal coming with 5 minutes and 22 seconds to play. There's still plenty of time for Russia. They're 2 shots away from a draw. They certainly have an offense that can strike as quick as the Swedes can. Thrown back into the zone by Nylander. Will the Russians get it going here in the last 5 minutes of the game? Sapožnikov. Puck is lifted ahead, on the move again. Astrahantsev loses out. Butseyev goes into forecheck, but the Swedes dump it out. 4:20 left to play. A little over 4 minutes to go. The Russians still needing 2 goals. The whistle blown. '22 gold medals in World Championship play for Russia. Last year is the first year they were not awarded a medal. I'm sure I'll get a letter from somebody from San Juan, Puerto Rico or Mexico or someplace telling me that in 1822 or something, that was another year they didn't get a medal, but to the best of my statistics, that's what I have. The Russians have certainly been a dominant force in ice hockey since year 1. The Russians applying pressure now, 3-on-3 around the back of the goal. Kenholt comes in and absolutely tears the head off the Russian forward. That's Titov. The Swedes break out. Not very easily, though. The Russians starting to put their game together better on the forecheck. Delayed penalty to the Russians. They're going to have the man advantage. When I say delayed penalty to them, meaning it's going to be in their favor. The Swedes are going to be penalized. Karpov dragged down. Titov was manhandled. The 2 of them are going to the bench with about half of their bodies attached. Karpov coming up to center ice, lays the puck off, and then he's hooked out of the play. The Swedes thought it was a dive, but Forsberg is going to sit for 2 minutes. All-important power play for the Russians.
Strafzeit Russland, der Spielminute Nummer 8 mit Frolov, 2 Strafminuten für Stockschlag.
Frolov going to the box very late. That call coming well after the play. The referee only signaling the first penalty, and then Frolov very slowly made his way to the penalty box, looking confused. A lot of action and rough stuff going on away from the puck. Both teams playing 4-on-4. So the power play opportunity is negated due to retaliation by Frolov off the puck. That pass coming from Bykov, not a good one. It's off with Swedish shin pad, and Stillman has it. Stillman working around Bykov. Gets it to the blue line, but not out. Biakin. Biakin with a pass, a quick shot taken by Bykov. Komatov getting involved, the three of them buzzing around. Biakin behind the goal. Shot taken. Russian player right on the back of Tommy Soderstrom. Puck goes down to Trefilov's goal. The Swedes ice the puck. Anderson. Anderson with Nikolishin all over him. Escapes. And Rundqvist. Rundqvist moves the puck forward. A nice drop pass from Anderson to Rundqvist. Rundqvist has it at the blue line. His shot is directed toward Trefilov. Good second effort and a goal coming from 34, Michael Anderson. What a play by him. That should just about seal it for the Swedes. Just when it looked like the Russians were coming back into the game, the Swedes take it right away from them. 5-2 the score. A nice effort from Michael Anderson. Rundqvist taking the shot from inside the blue line. Anderson is in front of the goal. Yushkevich is all over him. His first attempt goes off the side of the net. He stays with it and really struggles to get a stick on it the second time, but he does, and he has a goal. His second goal of the game. Sweden 5, Russia 2. Swedes on the move again. Dahlin. Dahlin, the guy who played well for the Minnesota North Stars all season. Had an excellent year in the NHL. After 83 games, he had 74 points in Minnesota this year. Dahlin staying on the ice. The Russians with the puck in Swedish territory. Sorokin and Karpovtsev on the blue line. Swedes trying to clear it, but they can't. Kept in, a shot taken there by Nikolishin. That goes wide. And now it's Dahlin who gets the puck out of danger. A good performance from the Swedes in this game. The Russians have had their moments, but haven't been in it for the 60 minutes of play. They've only got a couple minutes left to try and pick it up. Tikov taken out of the play. Stillman with a shot from the blue, save from Trefilov. Yellow shirt still buzzing around. The Russians managed to clear. Stillman will have to go back. Stillman and Kenholt on the defense. Puck starting to bounce again. Kenholt forward to Nylander. Nylander back to Stillman. Stillman takes a look and goes back again. Kenholt. Kenneth Kenholt backing up. Swedes in no hurry to move the puck. They've got a 3-goal lead. Now it's directed forward into the neutral territory, and that's too far for Nilsson. 25 seconds left in the game. The Swedes moving the puck around nicely. Peter Anderson up to the left wing. Long pass. That goes over a Russian stick. It's too far for Yulin with 15 seconds remaining in the game. The faceoff will come back into Soderstrom's end of the ice. Michael Anderson with two big third period goals. has put the Swedes into a 3-goal lead. Look at the action as TREFILOV sees it. Yellow shirts buzzing all over him. He's had him in his face for nearly 60 minutes now. Ten seconds to play. The Russians are going to be beaten in this one by the Swedes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. The Swedes have won the game. Rough stuff in the corner as the whistle blows, ending the full 60 minutes of play. We've seen that 2 or 3 times in these games already. A lot of national pride on the line for every team involved. The Swedes now are level on points with the Canadians. The victory taking them to 6 points with 4 games played. The Canadians do have a game in hand. They've played 3. The Russians now stay at 5 points after 4 games, find themselves in 3rd place. A good solid performance from Kurt Lundmark's Swedish team. My man of the match has got to be Michael Anderson for the Swedish team. Crowd showing their respect for both sides.
The players will be honored by Mr. Werner Göhner, Germany, Treasurer of the National Olympic Committee and Director of the Olympia Park in Munich, and Mr. Joachim Nyström, Sweden, member of the Swedish
Player of the game for the Russians, I'd go with Titov, number 11. German Titov plays his hockey in Finland with a good solid performance, an assist on the 2nd goal for Russia, but working hard throughout the game.
Most valuable player of Team Russia, number 27, Vyacheslav Bykov.
Well, the player of the game is given to Bykov. He doesn't really ever put in a poor performance. Bykov and his line mate Khomutov always show the crowd a lot of fancy stick work and generally find themselves on the scoreboard. Khomutov collected an assist in this game. Neither one of them were able to score on Tommy Soderstrom. And the man of the match is Bergqvist for Sweden. Another hard worker. Bergqvist put in a good performance. The Swedes have beaten the Russians 5-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please be so kind and stand up?